speaking defense specifically for those two guys, I know when I got here, D'Amico was a big leader, and he was one of those guys who could make plays and guys look too. So, you obviously wish them well. And Connor can make plays and he can do things. He's good at batting balls. He can get to the quarterback. So, both very successful guys, and happy to see them having success. And anytime you see a teammate move on, you wish for their success. But looking forward to seeing them again, obviously.
As far as D'Amico, Connor, James Casey, they were part of the core there for 4 or 5 years. What role did they have in the locker room, and what presence was missing when they were gone?
They're good guys. I mean, they're all good guys. I think they're all well liked. I think they're guys who people enjoyed having on the team. They worked hard. That's one thing I can definitely say about all three of those guys, and the majority of the guys. I mean, everybody, they all worked very hard. And that's one thing as a player you respect. And so, at the end of the day, you understand it's a business, and unfortunately, sometimes your teammates move on.
JJ, how would you describe life under Bill O'Brien?
It's been good. Yeah, I like playing for O'Brien. I like what we're doing. We work very hard. We work smart. We focus on different aspects of the game. We go out there every single day and we try and improve it. I mean, obviously every team says the exact same things, but I really like the way that we've been going about our business so far this year.
They line you up all around the formation. Is that hard to get the right leverage and angles and so forth from side to side? Is it something you've had to adjust to, or did you do that a lot in Wisconsin?
No, it's something that you learn over time as you go, and each time you do it, you get a little bit better at it. But I mean, it just takes a little bit of extra film work, a little bit of extra practice. That's all. And for me, it's a joy. I enjoy going out there. I enjoy the challenge of lining up in different places and different positions against different people, and it makes the game fun.
How have teams tried to block you?
Just about any way you can imagine.
Do you study all the guys on the opposing offensive line rather than one guy, or how do you approach that?
Yeah, you study the offense as a whole, and then you start to break it down into its individual parts. You watch the offensive line as a whole, and then you watch each guy individually, see what kind of things that they like to do. And so, a lot of film study goes in during the week, but that's what makes it all worth it on Sunday.
JJ, you're going against, from your memory, any other offenses that run a similar pace as Chip Kelly's, and is there anyone you can compare it to, especially in the AFC?
No, I think they do a pretty good job of that tempo and really getting the ball off quick, and I really don't know if there's anybody that gets it off as quick as they do, and so you have to respect that, and obviously they do a great job of practicing it with their guys because everybody's so knowledgeable, and they understand how to fit within the offense and how to play their role, so it's impressive, and it's going to be a fun challenge for us, and I look forward to preparing for it all week.
How does the return of Clowney kind of help you out?
Obviously it's good to have him back on the field, and just a week-by-week basis, getting him more practice time, getting him more reps, and looking forward to working him back into the process here as he continues to get healthier.
JJ, the Eagles' offensive line has had injury issues all year. What are they how would you kind of break them down, and what does it look like teams are trying to do against them?
Yeah, I mean, the injuries are obviously difficult, but I think what they have done a good job is the guys filling in there for them. I mean, they do a good job of knowing what they're supposed to do when they get in there and fitting within the offensive line well. And I think everything goes along with it. They do a good job. Their quarterback, their running back, and their receivers, they have great weapons all over their offense. So they're able to kind of distribute some of the load. And I think they've done a really good job filling in a tough situation when an offensive lineman goes down.
JJ, you mentioned the fast-paced offense that the Eagles have. How do you prepare for that in practice if you haven't seen it that much this year?
There's a few different things. I mean, obviously, you try and pick up the tempo of what you're doing a little bit, but then you have to trust that you're well conditioned. You work so hard all year. This is our job. It's our profession. So you go out there and you try and work hard all year to make sure you're in the best shape possible. And so when you're put in a situation like this where you want to get a fast-paced team, you have to make sure your body's ready for it.
Hey, JJ, you played, I think, the whole 2012 season with an arm injury. I think it was your left arm. Todd Harriman's is going to be trying to do that for the Eagles. Was it difficult? How are you?
Yeah, I think our injuries are different. So I can't really speak too much on his situation. But I mean, obviously, I still have to wear the arm brace from that to this day. So it's one of those things you just have to get used to it. You have to understand the situation. You have to understand what you can and can't do. And obviously, I mean, I know he just had that injury occur, and so he's going to be in a little bit different situation. So, I mean, if he plays, you respect the heck out of it, you know, because that's a guy going out there and putting it all in line for his team. So you have great respect for somebody who does something like that.
Hey, JJ, it seems each year you and Barwin are among the lead in batted passes, deflected passes. What goes into that, and was that something you guys worked on together in Houston?
Yeah, we definitely did work on it down here. We continue to, and it's something that I initially was taught at Wisconsin from my defensive line coach, Charlie Partridge, and it's just continued through the NFL. You know, I think Connor's an athletic guy. I think he has a basketball background as well, so I'm sure that helps. And then just a knack for getting to the ball, and I think he does a good job of that. I think I'll tell you, anybody who gets some bad balls will tell you it's partially skill, partially luck. You know, we swing and miss a whole lot of times, but when we hit it, it's a big play and it's a momentum changer, so it's huge.
You know, Dick Foles has had some issues in the pocket recently, but he's also, also threw for over 400 yards last week. What are some of the keys you guys will, what will you key on in terms of getting pressure on him and flushing it out of the pocket?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a very good quarterback. I mean, you look at the year he had last year, you look at some of the things he's been able to do this year. Like you said, over 400 yards last week. So he's a good quarterback. And with any quarterback as a defensive lineman, your goal is to put pressure on and to try and get back there and disrupt the pocket and see what you can do. But he is a very good quarterback, and we're looking forward to that challenge as well.
JJ, what has O'Brien changed in his first year? What has he brought in that is maybe a little bit different from what you guys had before?
You know, I mean, with any coaching staff, there's always changes. So it's difficult to really say exactly this thing and exactly that thing. But I mean, he comes in here, and every single day we work. I mean, we go out to the practice field and we work very hard, and he's very diligent about study and film study and meetings and everything. So I think it's just different. Every coach has his own style, and to get to this level, you have to have a darn good style. So they're all good. It's just depends on which one you're in.
JJ, do you get teased much about your commercial that seems to be on every 5 minutes?
That thing is on quite often, isn't it? No, my teammates are good about it. You know, of course, there's always that locker room razzing which goes on, which is all fine. They've attempted to teach me some dance moves, and my dance moves have not improved one bit. So I've just kind of come to the realization that I'm not a good dancer.
What do opponents bring that up? Bring the commercial up, and how do you kind of react to that?
No, I've never had an opponent bring it up. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, as a kid, you always dream about playing in the NFL and the commercials and things like that. So I think everybody in my locker room, and I assume around the league, understands that it's a compliment to have an opportunity to do something like that. So it's pretty neat, and you only get so many years to do it, so you might as well take advantage.